Welcome to Insightful Healing. I am Amira. Thanks for joining me, whether you're watching live or watching it back. It's early this morning. It's an early morning for me, but it's time. Let's get the space right, shall we? Is that Buju Banton that sings Driver? That song is in my head. And I was not listening to it so far today. I guess I will be at some point. Driver, me said, don't stop a car. Smell of sage is everything. All right, let's do some grounding. One hand on the heart, one hand in the depths of the belly. Two more, just like that. Beginning to release any tension. What kind of day is it going to be today? You get to choose. You have some say-so in the matter. How you direct your energy. Identifying your intentions. What are your intentions? If you can identify one for yourself today, I encourage you to put it in the chat. I'm going to think of one for myself as well. Your intentions for today. My intentions are to keep a positive mindset. Good morning, Naomi, or good evening, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. What are your intentions today? My intention is to keep a positive mindset today. And if or when I feel myself drifting, lovingly bring it on back. With self-compassion, with understanding that the mind sways. That's a natural thing that it does. But setting intentions could be a positive thing. Positive start to your day. I mean, even if it happens in the middle of the day, it's really just a matter of being in alignment with yourself and with the universe, or your higher power, however you view it, your ancestors. I have 0 intuitive messages this morning. So we're just going to flow with the energy and start pulling some cards. Hibiscus. Sense of Self Oracle deck. What is that saying? Lock and key. Something's under lock and key. Some of you may be feeling stuck, tied to a person or situation, an ideology. Which of your beliefs is keeping you stuck today, or has the potential to? What kind of self-talk are you allowing in your mind to seep into the depths of your intentions? And some of our beliefs are unconscious, and we have to consciously tap into them to alter our behavior. I love psychology. I'm such a psych nerd. I'm such a psych nerd. But it's the truth. It's important to understand the motivation behind a behavior. This is reminding me of disciplining children. So this could be something that you're thinking about or experiencing or trying to work out. Okay, maybe you're having a difference of opinion with a particular person or partner. This could even be in the workplace. Whatever you do for work, maybe you work with kids or families specifically. Okay. Y'all. I mean, I just really couldn't even make this up if I wanted to. I certainly don't want to, because that's a waste of energy and not my intent. But here we are. Card 29. Okay. Reduces down to a 2, which speaks about partnerships, relationships, decisions, being on one accord, having clarity, sitting in duality. But the card says believe in your manifestations. And I was just talking about belief. And we can definitely manifest out of fear or a lack of belief and find ourselves in a place that we didn't mean to go. But that's why we need to self-reflect and determine, what is it that I believe? Do I believe what that person said about me, about my life, about my destiny? Do their words cloud my thoughts? Do I truly believe? Somebody's like wanting to be a police officer, I'm getting, or maybe just law enforcement or some other first responder gig. Could be in the academy for that. But yeah, do you believe that you have the strength and endurance to see the journey through to whatever it is that you're manifesting? And are your intentions aligned? there's some beliefs that have to be left behind. You know, it's not to say that they weren't purposeful at some point, but like it's taken my mind to trauma, right? Good morning, Amir. It's taking my mind to trauma and how it rewires our brains, right? Let's see, what example can I give? I'll give the example of this show I was watching last night. I'm always watching something. It was like a true crime live PD kind of show or whatever. And this 15-year-old girl was living with her aunt and uncle who had apparently been abusive for years. And she was homeschooled. The guardians claimed that she had diagnoses, mental illness diagnoses. They claimed that she was a liar and a thief. And it was frustrating. Yeah, some of you may be literally like, maybe you work with children or child welfare or again in the in law enforcement or first responders, but it was really frustrating the way that the police officers initially handled it. Who answered the door? I think the woman answered the door. And she started to go into this nonsense again about how the 15-year-old had all these diagnoses and she's a liar and she was trying to steal. What was it? Oh my God, what was it? Some kind of berry? I don't know. It was just an elaborate story that was like, lady, why are you giving all these dumb details when we're here because the teen in your custody asked for help? She is the one who reached out for emergency services. So why are we talking to this adult that answered the door? Yes, they are the adult that answered the door, but this is not the person that requested help. The girl was in her online schooling and she typed in the chat like help, 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 send police, I need help. And she put the address in the chat of the school. So the teacher paused the whole class and got on the phone with the dispatcher. And then it wasn't until another police officer got there and she was like, did you talk to the girl by herself? Asking her partner. And he's like, no, I haven't had a chance and blah, 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 blah. Like, hello? The hell? They tried to talk to her literally right in front of the woman. And she was still super emotional and could hardly catch her breath and couldn't get the words out. But also you're trying to talk to her right in front of her abuser. That's not how you do that. And even, you know, if at this point we don't know factually that this person is her abuser, again, this adult who answered the door is not who contacted emergency services. So finally they separate the girl and they go down like closer to the sidewalk and talk to her, and she laid it out. She said her uncle had just got done hitting her in the face or something like that. It wasn't clear, but she also said that she just got out of the shower right before the police officers arrived because her aunt and uncle tried to wash it off, whatever that meant, like maybe wash off blood or whatever was left over from what they had done to her that particular day, which is insane. And she said that they were refusing her food and kept her locked in a closet and just all types of stuff. And this had been going on for years. Again, I don't know where her parents were. She said her mother was somewhere and she didn't know anything about her father. But she just was on the sidewalk begging, like, please, please, I don't want to stay here anymore. I can't stay here anymore. They thought I was lying. This wasn't the first time that she had contacted the authorities. But probably prior to that, they handled it the same way. They spoke to the adults first, or only spoke to the child in front of the adults. But this brings me back to how we respect people and children, or minors in particular, is such a weird human thing to me. And I think oftentimes there's an abuse of power that's going on in those dynamics. And, you know, again, maybe not intentionally, right? But unconsciously or subconsciously, that person is believing that they have more power and control over that minor than they do, or than what is fair and balanced and reasonable. And so she'd been left there to be abused for longer because of what her aunt and uncle said versus what she said. Interesting. Let's see what the tarot has to add. Welcome in, everybody. Okay, randomly getting something about your health. Okay, some of you may be doing like health, like juicing, health, healthy juicing. Specifically, carrot juice is what I was getting, which sounds gross, but maybe it's good for you. Hey, man, do what you need to do. You know, it's not for everyone. We're talking about intentions and belief and manifestation. If you have an intention that you'd like to identify, I encourage you to share it in the chat. My intention today is to maintain a positive mindset. It's a challenging thing, you know, because as an authority figure, as an adult, we do have inherently more power, right? Just legally first and foremost, but you still choose how you exercise that power. You choose how you believe it is best used. You know what I'm saying? Your intention is to feel joy. I love that. I love that. Any ideas for how you can make that happen? How you can manifest joy? Five of Cups is coming out. Yeah, we're in the depths of this Scorpio energy. The moon's in Scorpio right now, but the Five of Cups is someone who is struggling to see an opportunity, a new opportunity for connection, and again, that two energy that I was talking about earlier. Somebody who's struggling to see an opportunity for greatness, for unison, for something that is divinely aligned with them, for an emotional connection. I heard the struggle is real. Yeah. Yeah, it is. And this is Mars energy as well, which makes the struggle even more real. It's inherently challenging. Five of Cups is grief, it's sadness. But again, it goes back to our beliefs. Do we believe that we deserve those cups that are spilled and no longer even taste good? That's the story of the Five of Cups. Like at one point, it tasted good. It felt good going down your throat and into your belly. Nice, cool or warm drink, whatever you're into. But the cups have spilled over because they taste sour now. It's no longer supporting you or what you're into. It's no longer helpful or along your path. But there's still some attachment there. What is that attachment? Something that someone is missing. Maybe it's a sense of power. Could be a particular connection. The Hangman. It's a belief. Again, a perspective that was once helpful, but it no longer is. And so instead of allowing for the mind to open and see something in a different way and surrender to change, someone is stuck in the past. Like I'll die on this hill, kind of stuck. Ultimately only hurting themselves. Lots of water energy here, just like yesterday. But again, the moon's in Scorpio, so not surprised, right? Emotions are high, but so's your intuition and your ability to change the circumstances. But do you believe you have the power to change the circumstances? I mean, going back to that show I was watching, like imagine if that 15-year-old girl, let's say she had already contacted, I don't know how many times, but they said she'd done it before. Let's say she contacted the police 2 or 3 times before to try to get some help and to be rescued from her abusers, which I forgot to say they were ultimately arrested, the aunt and uncle. But imagine if she, after having those experiences, she then believed like, oh, well, I'm just going to fail every time. They'll never believe me. I might as well not try again. I might as well not ask for help. I might as well not be honest about what I'm experiencing. I might as well just keep it to myself. I deserve the abuse. I deserve to live here. I remember her just like so deeply saying, they hate me. They hate me so much. They hate me so much. And imagine what now the rest of her life looks like, especially with that particular belief in mind from these authority figures who were meant to keep her safe and take care of her. Now, moving forward from that, is she going to have that same belief attached to authority figures that they hate her and that she has to work double time to receive love, or that she doesn't deserve to eat, that it's considered stealing? Elderberries, that's what it was. Elderberries are actually, I don't know the specific properties off the top of my head, but anyway, that's what this is speaking about. There's some old beliefs here that are keeping us stuck. And it could just simply be a need to allow oneself to grieve, you know? And what does that look like, Amira? I mean, it looks different for everybody. Grief looks different for everybody. The process of it, the way that it's processed, the length of processing, the aftermath of how, again, the brain attaches to people and things. Especially for that girl who, like I said, I don't know where her mother was, and she didn't know where her father was. So there's already a disrupted attachment there. And now she's moved into the care of her aunt and uncle, who also don't want her and show her that regularly. That's creating a belief, a core belief. But I can't identify those beliefs for her. I can assume them, right? But it's a matter of reflecting within ourselves to really identify, what do I believe about myself or this situation that has me behaving in this particular way. After the hangman comes death. After death comes rebirth. But first we have to surrender to it. Can I do Aquarius? I'm not doing sign readings. I'd be glad to offer you a personal session if you're into that. But as of lately, I'm not doing sign readings. Let's jump into this journal prompt. I haven't been reading from the booklet lately, huh? Since I remembered it just now, let's see if there's anything in there specifically. And then I will read this journal prompt that I have. I'm sure you have some thoughts of your own. Okay. This card presents itself to you today as encouragement to follow your dreams and believe in your manifestations. An important part of manifesting is planning with purpose and believing in said purpose. Pulling this card challenges your sixth sense to pour your time, energy, and belief into your manifestations. Your fifth sense to feel powerful and inspired by what you desire to create. Fourth sense, to indulge in citrus elements to keep your heart healthily focused on your passions. Can somebody look up for me what, like, the benefits of elderberry? I feel like it's an important part of this message, or just there's some kind of health focus. I mean, I think there's an obvious mental and emotional health focus, but yeah, I'm not sure what the properties are of elderberry. All right, where were we? Your third sense, to smell the scent of the ocean and allow it to cleanse your mind of any self-doubt. Yes. Second sense, to hear your thoughts clearly defined and speak them into existence. And your first sense, to see your future aspirations and each step in between in a realistic way. Manifestation has become an overwhelming phenomenon over the past years that can become overbearing in a sense. The two significant pieces that bring our manifestations into fruition are preparation and belief. I'm seeing the magician in my mind's eye. A lot of times people tend to think that all you need is belief to make something happen for yourself, but the reality is that both pieces are significant to our outcomes. If we receive an opportunity without having fully prepared, then ultimately we will fail in one way or another. And the Three of Pentacles also seeing in my mind's eye. So a couple of energies there. That's Virgo, Capricorn. Okay, yeah, because I feel like this has something to do with work for some of you, what you do for work or your work in life itself, your work within yourself. Okay. All right. Session 50. Session 50. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it's been 50 sessions. So crazy. So crazy. I'm definitely grateful to be here though, and I thank you guys for continuing to motivate me to be consistent in this. Some days are more challenging than others. All right. What part of the past has me believing that I still belong there? What part of the past has me believing that I still belong there? Some sort of injustice. You know, maybe you believe that you're suffering the consequences that you deserve. And to some degree, that may be true. But is it? Is it true? Or is it self-punishment, self-abandonment, self-protection even? Is it a longing for something or someone that doesn't deserve us? Is it a longing for something or someone that only intends to keep us stuck, to abuse their power, to manipulate circumstances? Question to ponder on. Okay, friends. Thanks for hanging out with me. I failed. Oh, I didn't fail. Okay, I'll take that back. Let me try that again. Let me try that again. I didn't fail. I did not meet my original expectation. Look, words are powerful. I did not meet my original expectation for my yoga practice yesterday. And so I'm going to practice again. I'm going to try again. And I'm going to believe that even 1 minute longer is a success. My new intention and my more immediate manifestation. Because I set the parameters for what is identified as successful, right? Not other people outside of me. It's about connecting with myself, knowing what I need, knowing what I'm capable of, knowing my boundaries, and moving accordingly. I wish you peace today. And if something did resonate with you here, I hope you'll join me back again tomorrow.